once upon a time, in a misty forest that lay beyond the end of the last trail on the map, there was a grove of enormous enchanted trees called the Whisperwoods. These trees had been growing for hundreds of years, their trunks thick and wise, their branches stretching like the arms of giants into the cloudy night sky. But unlike most forests, the Whisperwoods were known not for their silence, but for their voices. For you see, these trees spoke, and each night they told tales that drifted like a lullaby through the air, mingling with the sighs of the wind. One chilly autumn night, a young wanderer named Ansel found himself lost in the depths of the Whisperwoods. He hadn't meant to stray so far, but the stars had just begun to twinkle, and a soft breeze carried the faintest sound of music. Curiosity tugged him forward until he found himself deep within the grove. The trees loomed over him, whispering in voices that seemed to hum both above him and from within the earth itself. Ansel wasn't frightened, but entranced. He walked among the trees, listening to the ebb and flow of their murmurs, until he found the source of the music. A massive tree, broader than 10 men across, with bark as silver as the moonlight. At its base was an inviting patch of soft moss, where Ansel sat down, his heart somehow calm, yet eager. He pressed his back against the tree, closed his eyes, and listened as the ancient tree began to speak directly to him, in a low and rumbling voice, as if it were speaking to him from within a dream. "Long ago," the tree began, "before these woods were thick, there was a single tiny seed buried deep in the soil. No one knows where it came from, only that one stormy night it landed here, dropped by a wandering bird, or caught in a gust of mysterious wind. The seed lay dormant for 1,000 nights until one clear, starry evening it awoke and sprouted, stretching toward the sky with all the strength of something that had waited a very long time to live." Ansel could picture it in his mind, the tiny seed splitting open, a delicate green shoot unfurling toward the first light of morning. As he listened, his eyelids grew heavy, but he was too captivated to let sleep claim him. "This sprout grew," the tree continued, and as it did, it sensed it was the only one of its kind. There were no others around to tell it stories or keep it company, so it learned to talk to the stars. Every night it would stretch its young branches skyward, rustling softly in the hopes that the stars might hear. And the stars, in their own twinkling way, did hear, listening to the tree's tales of growing and waiting and wondering. Over the years the young tree grew taller, and soon new trees began to sprout up around it, all descendants of that original lonely seed. The grove filled with life, and the trees shared their stories with each other every night. But the original tree, the first of them all, still missed talking to the stars. It could feel the sky calling, always calling, even as it settled its roots deeper into the ground. "One night," the tree rumbled, "the oldest tree, my own ancestor, looked to the stars with such longing that it wished itself a way to join them. And the stars, touched by the tree's desire, granted it a single gift. Each of its seeds, when carried away by the wind, would hold a spark of starlight." Ansel felt his heart quicken, his mind painting an image of shimmering seeds drifting on the wind, each one containing a spark from the night sky. He wanted to open his eyes and see if he could find one of these seeds, but he couldn't bear to interrupt the story. His head nodded forward, but he blinked his eyes back open, trying to keep listening. "That is why," continued the tree, "on certain nights when the wind blows just right, we send our seeds spinning into the air, and they glimmer as they float. Some say those who find one will have a piece of the stars with them forever. It's a rare sight, but those who witness it are touched with dreams so deep that they feel as if they've been part of the forest for 1,000 years." Ansel felt himself drifting off, his mind swimming in the vision of stars and seeds, but still he fought sleep. The tree sensed his struggle and gently whispered, "Young one, do not fear rest, for tonight, in this grove, sleep is a doorway, and through it you'll carry a memory of the stars." Finally, as the ancient tree's voice softened to a murmur, Ansel felt his eyelids close, and this time he let them stay that way. His last waking thought was of himself, drifting like a starry seed into a peaceful dream, knowing he would wake with the forest's story forever etched in his heart. And as he slept, he dreamed of stars twinkling through the branches, of seeds floating on the wind, and of a lone tree that found friendship in the night sky. The Whisperwoods had claimed another dreamer, and with a final sigh, the tree's whispers faded into the night.